For a matte face, I'm going in with the Benefit Professional Matte Rescue Primer and putting that in the T-zone and the oily spots on my face. Then for foundation, I'm going in with the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation that is very full coverage, and it's in soft beige, and I am using this flat top crown brush, and I am just spreading that out across my face, tapping it in, swirling it around, just making sure that it's absolutely blended. And this color was actually a little light for my skin, so I tried warming it up a little bit with some bronzer and other products. I'm using the Naked Weightless Concealer by Urban Decay and putting that right underneath my under eyes, not going very much further down, just to cover up those dark under eye circles. And then I'm taking one of these little Ulta Beauty eye sponges to blend that out with. And now we can't forget to set the eyes, so I'm going in with this e.l.f. eyelid primer, and I'm just going to blend that out with that same little beauty sponge all over my eyes to prep and prime them for the nice shadows we're going to be laying down. And to set everything in place, I'm using the NYX HD translucent powder, and I'm using this crown like foundation brush, I guess you want to call it. And at first I'm putting it right underneath the eyes to put over that concealer so that way it doesn't crease, and then I'm taking it on a bigger Wet n Wild fluffy powder brush and putting that over my entire face, again making the look a little bit more matte, because in the fall time, I don't know, I just think that we're getting into like the matte season, same as winter, while as in summer and spring it's more of like dewy and fresh skin. Off camera, I did my brows, so now I'm going in to do my contour, and I'm using this Wet n Wild contouring palette, and I'm using this Real Techniques contour brush, and I am just lightly applying this to the hollows of my cheeks and then slowly moving it back and forth to just build up that intensity and that color, and then blending it in circular motions, and then also blending it upwards as well. And then I put a little bit on the temples just to create more of like a shadowy effect as well. And of course, I'm going in with my Morphe 35O palette. This is the epitome of all fall palettes. And first, I'm just going to start off with this transition-y color on this nice fluffy crease blending brush. It's by IT Cosmetics, and I am just placing that all into the crease, blending it up a little bit above the crease and right on that outer corner. To build up the color slowly, I'm going in with a little bit of a darker shade. And then I'm using this Wet n Wild blending crease brush, and I'm literally putting the shadow in the same exact spot that I did with the other one. And then I'm also going in with this bigger, fluffier brush from Crown to blend the two together to make sure that there's no harsh lines and it's really seamless. On this more tapered Real Techniques brush, I'm going in with this reddish brown color, and I am just packing that right onto the outer corner of my eye and just slowly blending that into the crease a little bit, and then blending it a little bit above the crease as well. You see how I flipped the brush over, so now that it's not on the flat side, which I use to pack onto the outer corner, I blend it with the side tilted to get right into the crease and a little bit above it. And then I'll go back in with that bigger fluffy brush from Crown with a little bit of like a base shadow on it that's like a yellow tone or a white basically that you'd use for your brow bone to just clean it up. Then going in with the NYX Professional eyeshadow palette in this more tapered small Crown brush. I am even doing the same step that I did the last time, except just more concentrated because it is a darker color, and the whole point of this is to just build up the colors one by one. And for the lash line, I'm just going in with that original transition color. I'm going in with the contouring palette by Wet n Wild and using the highlight shade on this e.l.f. angled eye brush to define my brow bone. and I'm just putting that right on the outside and a little bit on the inner part of my eyebrow. And then for the nice shimmer shade for the lid, I'm taking this Naked 2 brush on the flat side, and I'm keeping my eye open while I do this because my eyes are sort of like hooded and the skin kind of flaps over it, so I didn't want it to get on the crease of my eye and keep all those colors matte up there. And then for blush, I'm going in with Mellow Wine on this Real Techniques blush brush. But as you can see, I did my wings off of camera, and they are very intense and loud and out there. And for this, I am just blending my blush back into the contour that I did earlier in the video. And then for highlight, I'm going in with this e.l.f. Baked Highlighter, and the descriptions will all be in the description box below, like all the brushes and the products that I've used. And then I'm using 2 different mascaras and a liquid lipstick as well, and those will be in the description box down below. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching.